and what school do you come from?
Hi, I'm Ryder Tracy. I'm from Karela Public School.
What did you learn from the keynote today, and what will you do about it when you go back to school?
The message I took from the keynote this morning was all about making sure we ask the right questions and prepare kids for the future. And I think when I get back to school, I'll have a good think about what our programs are trying to achieve and what the success criteria is.
Thank you.
No worries.
What did you believe are the key characteristics of inspired leadership in a time of change?
Wow. Inspired leadership at a time of change. I think flexibility and understanding. I think having an open mind and listening to what different people have to say and making informed decisions about the right way to impact student learning.
If you're a student in primary or secondary, what would you like to be doing in the classroom?
Or I think I'd like to be hands-on with some of that technology. I think I'd like to be playing with the iPads, making some movies and creating. I'd really like to be creating. Thanks very much, boys.
What's your name and what school do you come from?
My name's James and I'm from Riverston High School.
What was the last workshop you were in and what will you do with this information back to school?
The last workshop I was in was called Gaming in the Classroom, and it was about using Kodu, which is a coding source. It was a workshop that talked about primary school. I work in a high school, so I'll probably try and think about how I could maybe use that in my high school English classroom with my kids to talk about stories or maybe talk about history in a history classroom.
What was the most significant message you received from today?
The most significant message I've received from today was probably this morning in the keynote speech when Richard said about it's time that we stop talking about 21st century learners and talk about 22nd century learners, because kids that are being born today are going to be kids that will be 22nd century learners.
What have you enjoyed most about the conference?
What I've enjoyed most about the conference so far is just working with other people and other teachers and the good food, good location, and just having a good day so far. Thank you very much.
What's your name and what school do you come from?
My name's Marnie and I'm from Dobrow Point Public School.
What did you learn from the keynote today, and what will you do about it when you come back to school?
I think my favourite thing I learned about the keynote today was it's okay to make mistakes, and what I'm going to do about it when I go back to school is make sure that I remember that and also let the kids know about that too.
What was the most significant message you received from today?
I think the most significant message was that there's no one there that's going to teach you the answers. You've got to get out there and inspire people yourself.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Awesome. Thanks.
Name and what school are you from?
My name's Lynn Walkerton and I'm from Rutherford Technology High School.
What did you learn from the keynote today and what will you do about it when you go back to school?
I learnt that the rate of change is creating a lot of stress for people. What will I do about it when I go back? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to talk more with my colleagues who are here today and we'll work out how to tackle it.
What was the last workshop you were in and what will you do with this information back at school?
The last one I was in was differentiating with soul, and I'll be using that information to go back and make sure that there are activities for all of the students in my class that they can all access and show me what they learned.
Thank you.
Okay.
What is your name and what school do you come from?
My name's Craig McDonald and I'm from Parramatta Public School.
What did you learn from the keynote today, and what will you do about it when you go back to school, when you get back?
I learnt that basically the future is the future. We've got to not look at the past. You've got to try and learn a little bit from the past and then create new sort of things.
What was the last workshop you were in, and what will you do with this information back to school?
The last one I was in was the Maker Creator, and it was about learning how to do creative story writing through pictures and how you could implement it in the classroom, and I thought I could use it in my reading groups.
Thanks.